Pretty rough day in the crypto world as Bitcoin's with an 8 handle, still a big number, 88,465 right now. MicroStrategy is getting hit double-digit percentages. But you might feel a little bit more comfortable with your crypto if you mixed it with some stocks, such as the job of the ZZZ fund at OneFund, where Mike Willis is the CEO. Mike, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you, Oliver. Great to be on your network.
Appreciate that very much. It seems like weeks like this past week, maybe this past month for Bitcoin speaks the message for your guys' fund.
Hey, we think this Bitcoin drop validates our 75-25 strategy. It allows investors to participate in the full bull run that we think is coming with Bitcoin. Instead of getting shaken out on these dips, they can be in it for the long run. And that's really the purpose behind this blended portfolio. We're taking the grand champion of Wall Street, the S&P 500 index, blending it in with 25% Bitcoin futures, rebalancing monthly. And we think that's giving a perfect blend for investors.
I will say that it kind of presents an impenetrable argument, I feel, for how to take risk in today's world. As you can probably imagine, and I'm sure part of the reason you guys made this fund is when you get peppered with questions from family or friends. What do you think about Bitcoin? Or should I sell my stocks on Bitcoin? ZZZ is pretty much the answer to that. So do you guys see stability in the flows? Are they sticking in there the way they should? Or what do you guys see?
So the S&P was up 25%, a little under that last year. We were up 39%.
Yeah, you guys crushed it.
Being in the large cap blend category, that put us in the top 2%. So what's key here is with Bitcoin pulling back, our blended strategy is still up 1% year to date. And on the 1 year back model, it's up 31%, which is in the top 1%. So in terms of flows, I think what you're seeing with this sideways action to Bitcoin up until the last 2 days where we had the big drop is you had these meme coins and altcoins really taking a lot of the spec money out of Bitcoin. And I think you're getting a higher quality of investors coming into Bitcoin at this point. The companies, the countries potentially, and some of the other longer term money coming into Bitcoin. And then as it drops off here and you see stop losses start to get hit, I mean, there are outflows because the ETFs were up to 135 billion in assets, just all the Bitcoin ETFs combined. Now they're at 100 billion. So obviously, a 10% pullback, 15% pullback in Bitcoin ended up being more of a 30% pullback in the AUM.
Okay, appreciate that. What about this big hack of Bybit? Do you think that put any alarm into the minds of what you see as kind of the serious big money traders who have been in this field since the Bitcoin ETFs? Has that played any role in the volatility in the short term?
Sure. I think it's a major factor what you're seeing over the weekend and the last 2 days of trading, especially with Bitcoin. Now, this hack did focus on Ethereum. To my knowledge, there were no Bitcoin involved in the hack, but the ramification obviously spills out into the entire altcoin cryptocurrency space. And one of the things we do with our 75-25 portfolio is we use Bitcoin futures for that exposure, which means we have no custody risk. Now, we have tracking error risk from buying the futures because obviously there's a premium to go out and buy the months out. But we think it's well worth the extra tracking error to give our investors the no custody risk.
Got it. Okay, that's fair enough. Like that point. Obviously, it's going to, to your point on the tracking error, have a tiny little effect, but okay, makes sense. And right now, in an up market, people have been loving it. What do you see as the kind of argument in the down market? I guess it would be that, hey, if crypto's down, stocks are likely, just based on how the correlations have been going, it's an environment where probably they're both down. Do you prefer for this fund if they decorrelate, if they stay together? Does it really matter? Because so far stocks and Bitcoin generally swing in the same directions.
They might be in the same direction, but we definitely are still seeing the stability with the S&P 500 index. And really, the hack of the $1.4 billion hack is more than FTX or any of the other blow-ups in the crypto space over the last 3 years. So the fact that Bitcoin is hanging in here with a 10 to 15% drop, and the S&P 500 is a much tighter spread than that. We are seeing a diversification away from exact trending on the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. So we are seeing a divergence, and the 500 companies that comprise the S&P 500 are definitely giving our shareholders that added support, when Bitcoin's off 15%, and we're still up 1% for the year through yesterday.
All right. Seems like it's proven its worth so far in both directions. Appreciate it. Thanks for the update, Mike.